Greetings and welcome. If you are an arborist or allied tree care professional in Canada, I have a very important announcement for you. I would like to present what is the most exciting development to impact the field of arboriculture in Canada since your first day. Please allow me to introduce the first and foremost association uniting and representing arborists and allied tree care professionals across Canada. Grown from a loose network of local arborists to the forming of a provincial association, and now in response to the demand from across the country, I would like to introduce to you the Arborist Guild of Canada. I would like to share with you a bit about the Arborist Guild of Canada and why you might be interested in participating. I will start with what a guild is and then outline the purpose, mission, and objects of the Arborist Guild of Canada. I will also cover the mutual benefits of membership for you personally and Canadian arboriculture nationally. The Guild is a traditional association of craftsmen, forming the foundation of trade unions, colleges, and professional associations. The primary functions being the support of its members and maintaining a high level of knowledge, skills, abilities, and professionalism, while being independent and not regulated by government or third-party agencies. The purpose of the Arborist Guild of Canada is that it's established as a national, voluntary, and registered society dedicated to the promotion, advocacy, education, and advancement of the field of arboriculture and its professionals throughout Canada. The mission of the Guild aims to represent the interests of arborists and the arboriculture industry, advocate for the rights and welfare of arborists, educate the public about the importance of trees, and provide training, regulation, and career development opportunities for arboriculture professionals. Our objects are the means by which we promote, advocate, educate, and advance the field of arboriculture and its professionals throughout Canada. These objects of the Guild are listed on the screen and include, but are not limited to, the following. Representation by the Guild includes serving as voice of arborists, Canadian tree care professionals, and the arboriculture industry at local, regional, and national levels of government. In order to accurately represent arborists and the industry of arboriculture within all levels of government, it requires an organized and unified association at a national level, as well as local representation. There is strength in numbers, and in uniting across Canada, we can maximize our numbers and therefore the force of impact we are able to generate. The Guild will professionally represent the interests of arborists with government officials and other organizations as a collaborative and unified entity acting with the best interests of the arborists as the primary importance. As it is currently, we have no collective voice or no representation nationally, or locally for that matter. It's pretty hard to obtain or achieve anything without a unified collective voice of representation in government. The Arborist Guild will advocate for arborists within government on issues including registration as a trade, advocating within government, federally and provincially, for the recognition of arboriculture as a registered trade in Canada is one of the ways that we can address many of the concerns voiced from within our industry. And this is one of the main motivators of organizing for many, maybe even you. Health and safety regulations. My previous experience in the fire department has shown me how a unified front can be very effective at driving health and safety regulations for the improved working conditions and reduced exposure to adverse health effects on the job. Recognition and compensation. This aspect is tied closely to registration and to the recognition as a trade and the probable increase in compensation that would be entwined. Development and promotion of standards, best practices, and safe work practice documentation. As Canadian arborists and tree care professionals, we shouldn't have to default to the work of other countries and organizations to develop and set our standards, practices, and regulations. Many of these documents have quietly saved the lives of countless professionals through voluntary and compulsory compliance. Seeing the value in such documents and standards, the Guild will work towards the development and implementation of such. Education of the public, elected officials, and stakeholders will demonstrate the importance of arborists, the value of trees, and the role arboriculture plays in a sustainable, healthy community. Recognizing the value in public education, The Guild will provide materials, resources, and training for arborists to share information with the public, government, and stakeholders regarding the role and importance of arborists, arboriculture practices and the value of trees in an urban and rural environment, and the distinction of arboriculture as a unique and specialized industry. Training. This is a big one. The Guild is highly dedicated to the training and career development of arborists and allied tree care professionals, and seeks to do so through developing a national occupational competency profile and then training associated with it. And developing this NOCP for the arboriculture industry is a vital document and framework necessary for recognition as a Red Seal trade and determines the corresponding education and curriculum required. For arborists to take initiative, develop, and implement these under their own volition sets precedents and raises the standard for the industry, speaking loudly to the government. Best practices documentation and safe work practice implementation. Given the hazards of the job, lack of available and relevant training, the absence of regulation, the need for best practices documentation, and established safe work practices is evident. The development and implementation of such documents is of prime importance for the Arborist Guild of Canada, and these documents really are necessary to be taken seriously as an industry. Apprenticeship programs and learning modules. Development is beginning on a formal apprenticeship program and continuing education learning modules for our members. As our vision is for a registered arboriculture trade in Canada becomes a reality and the benefits of an apprenticeship program become apparent, we will have the foundation in place and already operating, as well as to provide ongoing relevant continuing education opportunities at no additional cost to the members. Membership has its privileges. The learning modules will correlate to the NOCP and the curriculum established by the Guild, and the modules presented in a self-study multi-format model, providing the theoretical components with the practical assignments and evaluation augmented by regular practical skills assessment and development opportunities available regionally. It would be expected that the membership would actively participate and complete the education modules as part of the core curriculum and as continuing education. Workshops and evaluations focused on skill enhancement. Regional workshops for skill development and evaluation shall be hosted regularly and ideally at arboretums operated by the Guild to meet training requirements of accountability and practical assessments. Not just does this raise the overall functioning capacity of everyone involved, but it helps build a tight-knit, resilient arborist community at the same time. Business support. With most of the arborists in Canada working within the private sector as small business owners and owner-operators, training and information to develop business is often an overlooked aspect of arboriculture education, and as such is a main objective of the Guild. Business support would include providing resources and training for business owners and managers in the industry, including marketing strategies, budgeting and financial management, tax compliance, legislative awareness, pricing strategies, human resources, legalities. Think small to medium business training from industry experts. Available for free. Well, with your dues. Legal education. The Arborist Guild of Canada will provide legal education and offer educational resources regarding laws and regulations affecting arborists and arboriculture in Canada. In addition to making available the laws and regulations applicable to us, we will monitor the political and legal events in order to respond proactively as an organized and unified entity. Even within the short history of arboriculture in Canada, there are examples of arborists responding cooperatively to address proposed legislation changes with positive effects. In organizing as a guild, we will be able to pre-plan and prepare by educating our members to existing laws and proposed changes so that we can respond in an educated and timely manner. To advance the field of arboriculture, we will promote the common interests of arborists and the arboriculture industry, ensuring professionalism and integrity in all practices. This is essentially a public relations or marketing campaign applied with strategic precision to achieve specific desirable goals. Advancing our industry involves other objects of the Guild, such as communication, advocacy, education, etc. Communication. To enhance communication and collaboration among arborists locally and nationally, local communities, industry stakeholders, government agencies, and related organizations. Starting with the arborists themselves, the Guild will host a platform for open communications among members, as well as provide representatives to connect with our community leaders, industry stakeholders, and government representatives, and other related organizations. Community engagement. The Guild will foster community engagement by hosting competitions, events, and award ceremonies recognizing excellence in arboriculture, providing bursaries and grants to support education and professional development, as well as collaborating with industry partners to enhance the effectiveness of arboriculture initiatives. Professionalism. The Guild promotes professionalism among its members and encourages the highest standards of craftsmanship and integrity in arboriculture practices. Environmental stewardship is a primary function of an arborist, and as such, the Arborist Guild of Canada will promote tree planting, protection, and preservation initiatives, including the establishment and maintenance of regional arboretums. An arboretum is essentially a botanical garden for trees and could be used in a variety of ways to advance other objects of the Guild, including education, training opportunities, retreats, and community building events such as climbing competitions, AGMs, and more. The governance structure of the Arboriculture Guild of Canada shall consist of a board of directors elected by the membership. The board shall oversee the activities of the Guild, ensuring alignment with its mission and objectives. There will be more to add to this in the future regarding the governance and structure of the board of directors as the bylaws are established. Membership in the Guild shall be open to all individuals and organizations involved in arboriculture, including arborists and allied tree care professionals, educators, government officials, industry stakeholders, and community members. Proposed types of memberships would include an individual, which includes your arborist and allied tree care professionals. There'd be a corporate membership for your arboriculture companies and organizations as industry partners. There'd be an associate membership where community supporters or non-tree care professionals are part of. Life membership awarded to Canadian arborists whose long-standing contribution to the field of arboriculture has been acknowledged by their peers. I would like to see this free of charge for those having served for 20 or more years. And an honorary membership awarded to individuals who are not arborists or tree care professionals, but have contributed to the advancement of the industry in a profound and tangible way. The value of support through membership is greatly appreciated and encouraged, with the privilege of voting reserved for individual membership holders, being arborists and allied tree care professionals in good standing. The cost of membership is not yet determined, but I would like it to be reasonable and cost-effective. I will say that financial contributions through membership, in addition to the man-hours served, will be the determining factor of which the speed of things get accomplished. With that said, I would like to see that the fees for individual membership be somewhere from the $20 to $30 a month, or less than $1 a day. This amount would hardly be noticeable to most of us, but pooled together, it could be a great benefit to achieving the objectives of the Guild. The cost suggested is only a suggestion and would be decided in time by the Board of Directors in consultation with the membership. The Arboriculture Guild of Canada shall operate in compliance with all applicable laws and regulations in Canada and adhere to the standards established by the Arboriculture Guild of Canada and by other leading arboriculture organizations. Well, that's a brief overview of the proposed mission, purpose, and objects of the Arboriculture Guild of Canada. I believe this opportunity to be packed full of benefits for every one of us and for our industry. And what makes this all possible is your support and participation. So, this brings me to the point in the presentation, that one where I solicit you to join and partner with the Arboriculture Guild of Canada in promotion, advocacy, education, and advancement of the field of arboriculture and its professionals throughout Canada. Your support will enable the Guild to represent the interests of arborists and the industry, and to advocate for the rights and welfare of arborists, to educate the public about the importance of trees, provide training, regulation, and career development opportunities for arboriculture professionals. Maybe you think our industry is all that it can be, or there's no room, to make improvements. If so, I would challenge you on that, as I personally know that there is a lot of potential that will never be reached without unified cooperation and communication. So, if you're like me and you're willing to contribute to the betterment of yourselves, your industry locally and nationally, and you are super excited about what you've been presented with today, and you're chomping at the bit asking, what next? What can I do? And what are the next steps? The next steps include liking, subscribing, and sharing this video with your local tree network to help get the word out. Send me an email expressing interest in membership at arborguildca@gmail.com, and I will reply with a registration form. Consider taking a role on a board or on a committee, or being a regional contact person and letting me know of your interests. Also, you can let me know if you have a particular skill set that you would like to contribute. I am certain that this presentation has prompted some questions, which I would love to address. And should you have comments, questions, concerns, or suggestions, please contact the Arborist Guild of Canada by email at arborguildca@gmail.com. Thank you for your time and contributions to making this world a better place. Cheers.